Hey out there, book friends. It is my favorite time of the month. It is the day that I get some of my book loot crates. And since I have Book of the Month and Owlcrate that just arrived, still cold from the mailbox, I thought I would have you join me while I unbox them. Let's start with Book of the Month. This one's a little less exciting for me because I already know what's in it because I get to pick my books. But Book of the Month is my monthly subscription where they let you pick a book from a pre-selected list, and then you can also add in a couple of books from like past book boxes or whatever that they've had. So I should have 2 books in here, I think. So let's take a look at what I got. So this month's selection, the book that I chose out of the ones that like you have to choose from, is Stolen Nights by Catherine Quinn. No fancy sprayed edges. That's kind of a bummer, but it sounded interesting from the synopsis on the website. Back of the book just says 3 fates, 2 hearts, 1 destiny. Cover of the book, also not very exciting, very plain, but that's okay. It still sounded interesting. Blurb in the book jacket says, in the heart of Andalay, a city teetering on the brink of chaos, the sheltered daughter of a revered lord awaits a magical gift from the fates. All the favored received one on their 18th birthday, but when Wren's never arrives, her life takes a dramatic turn. Unbeknownst to her, Damien, a cold and hardened thief, has been hired to steal her gift, an enchanted locket. And when he does, he's shocked to discover that it contains his photograph. Once opened, the locket sets Wren and Damien on a crash course toward one another, one that reveals hidden truths about the ruthless ways of the upper class. The lords of Andalay rule on borrowed power and will go to any lengths to maintain control. Despite a mutual distrust, both Wren and Damien quickly realize that they are more formidable together than apart. With the immortal fates watching their every move, the tenuous allies must navigate a seedy world where truth can destroy not only their lives but the city itself, all while fighting a temptation that neither understands. I thought it sounded interesting. So yeah, Stolen Midnights by Catherine Quinn was the book that I chose from this month's selections for Book of the Month. And then I also added an additional book because they had a version that I thought was pretty of a book that has been on my Amazon wishlist for a while. So I picked up Book of the Month's version of Red City by Marie Lu. And I'm not going to be ashamed to admit it, but I did pick it up because I like the sprayed edge on this version over some other versions that I've seen. So I did pick up a copy of Red City as well from them. So those are my 2 Book of the Month picks. Now for the one that's more interesting because I don't know what's in it. Let's take a look at what I got in Owlcrate. Sorry, my hair is very staticky. It is very cold outside. Yeah, Owlcrate for January. Let's take a look at what's inside. Cut open the tape. Paper twiddlies. Oh, that's gonna be something I have to pick up later for sure. So cute little box already. Let's see what we've got in here. Woo! Banged in my camera. There are a cute set of, I guess, measuring spoons. Yeah, they're measuring spoons. These are cute. I don't know what book these are from, but each spoon, maybe Poppy Wars? Doesn't say. But each spoon has, of course, like the measurement on it, but it's also got like a engraved picture, a different picture on each spoon. Like this one's a tiger, and this one is a crane. That one looks like cherry blossoms. And this one is a mountain, maybe Mount Fuji with a moon behind it. So those are cute, very useful. I appreciate a useful gift because a lot of times, you know, you get gifts and or like, you know, the items in a book box and you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but sure. So this is useful, and they are wooden, so hey, no microplastics. So that is the first thing in the box. Next thing that I'm grabbing out of here is the enamel pin. This is blade 1 of 5. This is January's pin. The theme is Blades of Love. Interesting that it's 1 of 5. You would think it would be like 1 of 6 if they were going to break the year in half, but what do I know? Well, that's cool. It's like a shield. It's a shield with wolves and butterflies and a sword. I really like that. That is really pretty. This is from, oh, it's from Quicksilver. But yeah, that is a beautiful pin. Love that. So enamel pin from Quicksilver. There are a pair of socks, which, I mean, it's freezing outside, so I could use socks. This is from Treachery of Swans. So it has, oh, that's cool. I guess like one sock. Nope, it's one side of a sock. So one side of the sock has white swans, and one side of the sock has black swans. Those are pretty. I could use some socks. It's cold outside. Keep the feet warm. So another useful gift. I appreciate that. So socks and measuring spoons and the pin for this month. The next thing is apparently a tote bag from Ella Enchanted. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, it's a little tiny one. Well, yeah, it's a little tiny one. Oh, it's so cute. Look, it's like the perfect size for like a book or like your Kindle. That is really kind of neat. I like that. It has a little like patch on it that says, I want to be with you forever and beyond. Very simple, like no like overall pattern on it. It has a like magnetic closure, so that's nice. It'll keep it closed. Has like a regular handle, but it also has a shoulder strap, so that's convenient. I appreciate that. And then it has the big compartment for, I guess, your book, and then it has a smaller compartment that's perfect for like a small notebook and pens or like your cell phone. That's really cute. I like that. Very simple, very understated, like doesn't have a crazy pattern on it if you're not like a fan of the Ella Enchanted you know, fandom or whatever. But you know, that's another practical gift. I love it. So far, I'm very impressed with this month. I like it. Last thing in the box for this month. Oop, nope, I lied. One more thing. This is a wooden bookmark, apparently, from Sorcery of Thorns. Let's see what it looks like. I love a good bookmark. Ooh. I also love purple. Purple's my favorite color, so the tassel. But yeah, it's just a wooden bookmark engraved with a sword and some like roses and thorns. And I guess maybe a butterfly at the top. That's pretty. I like that. Another practical, useful gift. This box is full of practical, useful gifts. I am here for it. Definitely appreciate that. Now, last thing in the box. This month's book is The Swan's Daughter, a possibly doomed love story by Roshani Chokshi. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. Back of the book says, use your wits, find a way to live, and above all, guard your heart. Sprayed edges, of course, coming from Owlcrate. Let's get it unwrapped so I can show you the book itself. Actually, it's like a foiled sprayed edge. That's really pretty. It's like swan feathers. That's a gorgeous edge. That is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful edge. Inside the cover, inside the back cover, and then let's see what the cover itself looks like. How cruel a trap was love is what the cover says. That's a really pretty foiled cover. Front has like the swan wings and the key. And the back has a tree. That is a really pretty book. Really pretty book. Very impressed. The front flap says, Prince Eris knows that marriage means murder. Thanks to a poorly worded wish to a sea witch, all one needs to rule the Isle of Malice is the heart and hand of the kingdom's heir. Historically, this has been construed quite literally. Thus, Eris expects that the day after his marriage and murder, he will wake up as a sentient tree alongside the rest of his predecessors. That is an interesting premise. His only chance at a long life is finding true and lasting love. When Eris's parents announce a tournament of brides to compete for his hand and heart, a slew of eligible, lovely, and possibly murderous bachelorettes make their way to Wraith Castle. Amidst glittering balls in Oswald Caves, I don't know what that word means, amidst glittering balls in caves, strolls through menageries. I'm sorry, I can't read today. Strolls through menageries of daydream trees and pearl crocodiles, tea time on glass boats, and kisses that leave his head spinning. Eris cannot tell who is here out of love for him or lust for power. Until he meets Demelza as a Veritas swan, Demelza's song rings out the truth. Forced into hiding, Demelza strikes a deal. Eris will provide her with safekeeping in exchange for her truth-telling song to sort through his potential brides. While Eris is used to dodging death threats, and Demelza is accustomed to fighting for her voice to be heard, to survive the Tournament of Brides requires a different kind of bravery. And perhaps the bravest thing one can do is not merely protect one's life, but find the courage to chase a life worth living. I am sure I pronounced quite a bit of that wrong, but you'll have to forgive me because it's my first time reading it, and, you know, fantasy books and names and words. Reverse dust jacket. Sorry I didn't show you. I think I like the outside dust jacket better. I prefer the blue to the like kind of dusty pink. But the inside of the dust jacket says, "My darlings, my dears, my sweet little fears, together the world will be ours." I think the premise sounds interesting, actually. This is not a book that I've heard of, but it's definitely one that I think will be interesting to read based on the like book blurb on the inside of the dust jacket. So definitely going to give it a shot. This seems like a good selection from Owlcrate this go round. So yeah, that is the whole Owlcrate box for January. That is also my selections from Book of the Month for this month. Red City and what was the other one? Stolen Midnights, which I've also never heard of, but the description on the Book of the Month website sounded interesting. So that was the one that I went with. But yeah, I mean, 2 pretty solid boxes. I am very pleased with Owlcrate this month. I should have 2 Fairy Loot boxes on their way, my December box that never arrived and my January box. Who knows when I'll see those, but I should have those coming at some point as well. So yeah, I'll do another unboxing video when I get those, but that is Book of the Month and Owlcrate for January. Thanks for watching my video, and I will see you in the next one.